let's talk a little bit about Dying Light the Beast. Now, DLTB is coming out very soon. It's coming out the 19th of September. Alright? So, Techland decided to send, this 2-hour gameplay demo to PC owners, certain PC owners, I should say PC content creators. They send them this demo for who knows how long, maybe until the game releases. I don't really know the specifics of, how long they send them it, but they get to play this game early and show it off to their fans and stuff like that because, who am I kidding? They got a big follower base, and Techland, they're just trying to get as much people to play the game as possible, which is understandable by me. I understand that. Now, what I don't like is the fact that these guys, they gotta play the game early. What about everybody else who has been waiting for so long? What about the people like me and you who pre-ordered the game since it's been set to be pre-ordered? I think it was back in June or July, somewhere around there. We gotta wait, and it's kind of unfair. I think Techland should have given everyone who pre-ordered the game, no matter if you pre-ordered now or way back when, the opportunity to play the game. Even if it isn't for 2 hours, we should at least get an hour to play the game early. Maybe at least for a week. You don't even have to give us until the game releases. It's just being fair to everyone, console players. What I mean is PS5 owners, the Xbox and the PCs, the platforms that they're gonna release the game for first. So that's what I'm saying here. Now, I don't have a problem with them giving the game out early, the demo early to these people. But these people that they give it to, they're not die-hard true fans of Dying Light franchise. For instance, I was watching this one guy who got to play the Dying Light the Beast gameplay demo early, and he was explaining that this part of the map that he's in is Old Town. That's what it's called. And yeah, we can see that. We're not idiots. We can see it on the map. And he said he never played Dying Light. I'm sorry about that. He said he never played Dying Light 1, but he has heard that the one of the maps in Dying Light 1 is called Old Town or New Town or something like that. Those were his exact words, and that makes no sense. You stupid little idiot. Do you some research or go play the game before you talk trash, okay? So let me educate you if you're watching this video right now. In Dying Light 1, there are 2 maps. The first map you start up in is called the Slums. And the second map that you get to go to later on in the game is called Old Town, okay? There's the Slums and the Old Town. And you travel through these locations using posters. There's a poster in one of your main base or whatever you want to call it, and you go to the room, you look at the poster, you press square if you're on console, and if you're on PC, I don't know what you press because I don't play the game on PC. And yeah, you get to travel to this location back and forth as you please. And there's also the sewers. You could go through the sewers as well and all too. And it's pretty fun. And in Dying Light 1 DLC, which is called The Following, the map, I think, you could correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I think it's just one big map and it's called the Countryside. I know it's just one big map, but I think it's called the Countryside. I don't think there's a specific name for that. I might be wrong, but yeah. And in Dying Light 2, the maps are called Old Villador and the Central Loop. I like to call it Old Villador and New Villador, but that term might be wrong. So I play all of the games except for Dying Light the Beast because it's not out yet. But I'm just saying, you guys are content creators. You're not really real fans of the game because you're not doing things that you're supposed to be doing. Y'all get to play the game 2 hours. You get to play the game for 2 hours, and once that timer is up, you can restart and play the game for 2 hours again. You can consistently keep doing that until who knows how long Techland give you all it for. That's between you and Techland. But I'm saying, y'all are not true die-hard fans that look for stuff about the game and find out stuff about the game. Like, for instance, You know, you could show off, killing a zombie and chopping off each and every single limbs, and show off the different ways you could chop off limbs, because Temus Maktala explained that there is precise chopping off limbs animation and movement, and it could be chopped off in several different parts. Like you could chop a limb in several different pieces, which is awesome, but you've never seen any of them showed off that, you know what I mean? Also, there's a vehicle, the vehicle uses gas. I've seen one of those streamers show off, you can fill up gas. What about repairing vehicles? Go find out how you can repair vehicles and show it off to the people that, you could repair vehicles instead of just letting it get damaged too much and blowing up. Also, weapon degrading over time. Show us how the weapon looks while it's totally destroyed, and then show us it being repaired. You know what I mean? Show us how the sun moves across the world, or the moon moves across the sky. They tried showing off this, but it might take a little too long, unless you use a time lapse. So they didn't really do it like that, but it's okay. There's so much other things. Like, for instance, if you're a true diehard Dying Light 1 fan, you know that when you kill a zombie, you could kick the corpse across the street or across. It's a good distance. You have a powerful kick, all right? What about in Dying Light the Beast? Could you do the same thing? Or is it a weak-ass kick like in Dying Light 2? In Dying Light 2, once you kill a zombie or a human or whatever, you can't really kick the corpse. Maybe you could kick the head a couple meters away, but the corpse just don't move. It's stiff like rock. It's like there is no physics to it, But I want to see if Dying Light the Beast has physics, man. Y'all get to play the game early. Show it off. Let's see it. You know what I mean? What else? Also, so we talk about that kicking animation thing. I also see they showed off the physics of, like in Dying Light 1, if a zombie goes too far off a ledge or something, they will fall off. They wouldn't just walk on air. And that's pretty cool. That's the way it should be. It should have logic and physics to it. And we saw that in Dying Light the Beast also has logics and physics to it. So they will actually fall off the edge if they go too close. And, if you kick them off a roof or something, they will fall over and they will die. The logic works nice. So the gameplay's kind of like half and half, more like Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2 combined, which is a good thing, because Dying Light 2 has a very nice parkour system. The only thing I did not like about it is the floaty feeling to it. Like, you could leap off a building and do a 360, turn around and be going the other direction, which in reality you can't do that. If you jump off a building and then turn around, you're not going to go back towards the building. You're going to keep going over the building. What I mean is, you're going to keep going off the building even though you jump and turn around. You know what I mean? That's how physics actually work. And I actually think that all of that has been solved in Dying Light the Beast. I can't say for certain because I haven't, laid my hands on the game yet and get to play it early. But I will be showing off all of these things and more once the game comes out. I've also seen another streamer, because I follow all of them. I look at every single content that comes out. I support them by leaving a like. I comment sometimes. And if they're good enough, I subscribe. You know what I mean? I see some of them taking a gun and shooting the water, and the physics work in Dying Light the Beast. You could see, when the bullet hit the water goes up kind of way. It looks great, and that's how it should be. Dying Light 2, when it came out, it never had none of that, So I'm glad to see that. Also, Dying Light 2 has 0 fishes in it. Absolutely 0 fish. In Dying Light 1, if you go to Old Town, you will see that there is fishes in the water. I saw that in Dying Light the Beast, and there is fishes in the water, which is a nice attention to details. Now, a little something else I might, want to see in the game world is some more animals, you know what I mean? Because in Dying Light the Beast, it should have more animals. Like, there should be boars, there should be foxes, raccoons, whatever you want to call it, bears, different types of wild animals. You're in more of a nature environment, you know what I mean? Not just birds in the sky. Obviously, I know there will be birds in the sky. I've seen that. But you get what I mean. Give us a more lifelike experience in the game world. I've seen that The graphics looks great, and the attention to details, bro. Like the way the world looks, the ground, the way it's uneven, and certain parts there's like it looks like real life, bro. It really is insane how much great work they put into the game. You know, the attention to details. I can't even explain it. It's just so amazing. It's not copy and paste. Everything is really handcrafted, like the devs said, and that's great. The dynamic day and night cycle and dynamic weather system, it looks great, feels great. I mean, I can't say off of experience how it feels yet because I haven't played it, but from what I've seen, it looks great. And I just hope they don't hit us like a 360, you know, because in Dying Light 2, they showed off a completely different trailer, right? And when the game comes out, it was nothing like they shown. And Timoon Smaktala did say later on, he said, well, the trailer was based on what they wanted the game to be, but, you know, it came to a point where they couldn't pull it off, you know. The expectations was too high. You can't do people that, bro. You can't rope people into buying something that you expect the game to be, but it's not that. You're selling dreams, my boy. You're selling dreams, and you can't be selling dreams out here. You have a product, you show off the product you have, and you expect people to buy that product. You don't show off what you expect the product to be and then give them a pile of garbage, and 3 to 4 years later, it's still a pile of garbage. I can't bring myself back to play Dying Light 2 because it's shit. It's downright shit. It's a lot of cut content, and true Dying Light 1 fans will notice exactly what I'm saying. There's a ton of cut content. Even though they try to rework certain stuff, they try to implement changes and bring things to up to par, it still cannot come close to Dying Light 1. And, you know, I don't appreciate that. Even though I paid dog shit money, I paid little to nothing to it. I mean, for Dying Light 2, because I got the game on a deal, and thank God for that, because if I had to pay full price for that game, I would be shitting bricks. Just because they don't deserve to get a lot of money for that game. That game should have been like $15 or something. So a matter of fact, it should be free. A matter of fact, that game should have never existed. You know what I mean? The main protagonist is shit. Like Aiden Cornwell, he's so gullible, he's so full of himself, and he's always so angry, and he's sus and pathetic. It's like, it's not a likable character. It's not somebody you could say, yeah, I like this character. I like this game. You know, I want to see more of it. No. Aiden Cornwell is trash. And Kyle Crane, he's awesome. I'm not gonna lie. You really fall in love with that character from day one. You really get to like, you know, his vibes, the way he operates, how he you know, gets attached to the people and tries to help them out and stuff. Now I know in Dying Light the Beast, he's more on a revenge plot, and he's angry, and you know, this and that, and you know, he's seeking revenge, but eventually his heart starts to get a little more soft to the people, and you start to see a little more of, you know, the Kyle Crane we used to know, which is great. It's great either way. And yeah, Techland does listen. They really do listen to the community, because there was just one YouTuber, he made a YouTube short and said that, you know, in Dying Light 1, Kyle Crane, he had a scar from when Rise pelted the knife and stuck him in the chest. And, you know, he's right. He's supposed to have a scar because he has a scar over his eye. God knows how he got that scar. I can't remember getting that scar in the game, but that's just, you know, what it is. And yeah, it wasn't there first, and then Techland added it in and said, yeah. So they do listen to the community. They do add things in. They are making a pretty nice experience for everyone. Even though I think that they were unfair to not, you know, give out the game, to give out the demo early for everyone else who has been waiting. You know, it is what it is. But I do want to touch upon one more thing. The definition of pre-order is getting a game early. If y'all don't know what pre-order means and is, pre-order is making sure you put in your order so that you get the game on time, right? You get the game on release. You're just so hyped you want the game early, right? When you pre-order a game, you're supposed to get the game at least 1 week to 3 days early, okay? That's the point of pre-ordering a game, so that you get it before everyone else and you get exclusive stuff that you don't get in the base game on launch. That's the whole point of pre-order. I think Techland seemed to forget that. Alright? Now, we are getting the game a bit earlier because on my PS5 right now, it's the install data to download all of the content and stuff is set to the 17th of September. So once everything downloads and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure I should be able to access the game from that day. Now, it'll be dumb and stupid of them to make us wait till the 19th when we already have it downloaded on our consoles, you know. So fingers crossed. Let's hope and see what goes on. I think I touched on every single thing that needed to be touched on. Yeah, so it's just a waiting game now to see how it goes.